So what I wanted to talk about today is commission painting. Is it actually worth it? Now, I don't profess to be the greatest painter in the world by any means. I've had people ask me in the past if I'd do commissions for them, but I've always turned it down because I don't see that there's any money in it. Like, for example, these rifles that I've just painted. How much would you charge? So if you're a commission painter, I would be interested to know what sort of money you'd charge for that kind of standard. You know, to get them based and ready and on the tabletop. And is it really worth it? Because, like, let's just take Richard. So I spent probably, time you've glued him all together and done the basing and everything, probably about 2 hours on that one miniature. So how much would you charge for that? I see a lot of people floating figures around like £4 a man, £5 a man, £6 a man. So if you charge £6 a man, that's just £3 an hour. And this is why I don't do commissions, because it's just not worth it. Or how much would you charge? Or how much, if you buy painted figures, how much would you be willing to pay for that kind of standard? Again, I'm not the best painter in the world, so there are people that can paint a lot better than me. But how much would you charge? So I've got this collection of figures here, or miniatures. So I'm just going to take the phone off tripod and do a flyby. So if you was playing sharp practice, you can have some cavalry, a couple of units of infantry, a gun, all your leaders. So that there would represent a pretty comprehensive sharp practice army. So how much would you be willing to pay for something like that? Painted to this kind of standard. I painted these British Line Infantry quite some time ago now. But obviously they'd all be individually based. Did I say that right? Individually based. So these are the ones I'm working on. And again, your cavalry would be on individual bases. I think your gun crew has to have more figures than I've got. I've only got 4. And then your 5 leaders. I don't think you need any more than that. So you've got more troops here than you'd need for one battle, but, you know, with this kind of selection, you wouldn't need anything else. But how much would it cost to have it all painted? Or how much, if you're a commission painter, how much would you charge? And if you buy painted models, how much would you be willing to pay for this kind of standard? Right, I'm going to put the phone back on the tripod. So, yeah, I was just wondering really, because I am tempted to maybe do some commissions, but only if it's worth it. I'm not going to paint for £3 an hour. It's just not worth it. But, you know, if you could get a reasonable amount, I just wonder whether it would be worth doing. So if you're a commission painter, let's say you had to paint these 14 dudes in 28mm to this kind of standard, how much would you expect to charge? And if you buy painted figures, how much would you be willing to pay for that kind of standard for them 14 men? Just wondering. Now I know a lot of commission painters are like, oh, I'm not telling everyone my prices, but you know, I could just quite easily just ask you to do a commission for me and then not have it done. But I don't want to waste anyone's time doing that. So yeah, I just wondered what kind of money, do you charge? And then if you wanted to have a full army painted like this, you know, how much would you be willing to pay? Because obviously if you've got some of them painted, you kind of want them all to the same standard and have them all the same. So, you know, you're going to I mean, you might have it done in stages. You don't have to have it all done in one go, obviously. But I just wondered how much you'd pay, like, especially for a 24-man unit, including, you know, basing, and if you wanted the movement trays. These are from Charlie Foxtrot models, these movement trays. And then would you want the models supplied as well, or would you supply the models and then get them painted? But yeah, I just wonder, because even like £10 a man, which sounds expensive, I know, because then that unit would be £140, which does sound quite a lot, but it's still only £5 an hour, so it's still not a lot of money. Yeah, I'd be interested, you know, to have if anyone wants to join in on this and have a bit of discussion. I'd be interested to hear everyone's opinions of what they think, and is commission painting worth doing, or is it worth the hassle? Plus, you know, you never know what you're going to get. You've got to kind of watch videos of what people do to get an idea of what kind of standard. I mean, all of these have got mistakes on them. So if I was commission painting, would I have to rectify all them mistakes? Because if I went back in, they're only little things, but I could go back in and rectify them all, but it'd probably be another like 3 or 4 hours worth of painting to do all that. And because they're mine, I'm like, yeah, whatever, they'll do. But yeah, so thoughts please, people. If you're a commission painter, what do you think? Is it worth it? I could name a few people, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to leave anybody out and upset some people. So what do you think, guys? Is it worth it? And would you be willing to pay the money for it to be worth it? Or if you buy painted figures, how much? Like just for them, not for the whole army. Or you can tell me if you like how much you're willing to pay for the whole army. But how much just for them 14 miniatures? Very interested to know. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you join in with this discussion. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.